Hello all, this is Dr. Jyoti KB, Associate Professor, Government First Grade College Kubi. In today's session, we will learn about William Hazlitt. Hazlitt is the author of your prescribed essay, Disappointment. We will have a short introduction about William Hazlitt and his philosophy of life in this session. Now, to begin with, what are we going to achieve out of these sessions? Students learn about Hazlitt, who is one of the great essayists and critic of English literature. Students understand Hazlitt as a great critic, essayist through brief introduction to his work in this session. Hazlitt understood human nature in its general sense. He understood that human beings never acknowledged somebody's merit. So he understood human beings as envious beings, and naturally they are not easily they do not easily accept somebody as his superior, because that means to say he is inferior. So he never acknowledges somebody as superior. So this is a limitation of human nature. So naturally, people will not be able to arrive at truth because of this limitation of acknowledging merit and truth is not existent in human nature. ಸೊ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಸಹಜ ಗುಣ ಏನಂದರೆ ತನಗಿಂತ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದದ್ದು, ತನಗಿಂತ ಸತ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಅವನು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅವನು ಹಾಗೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗಿಂತ ನಾನು ಕೆಳಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಂಥ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ನಾಲೆಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದನೇ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸತ್ಯದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿ, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ತಡೆಗೋಡೆಯಾಗಿ ವರ್ತಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಲೆಟ್ biographical sketch. William Hazlitt was an English writer remembered for his humanistic essays and literary criticism, and as a grammarian and philosopher. He is now considered one of the great critics and essayists of English language, placed in the company of Samuel Johnson and George Orwell. But his work is currently little read and most out of print. During his lifetime, he befriended many people who are now part of 19th century literary canon, including Charles and Mary Lamb, Stendhal, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and William Wordsworth. So he was a friend of all these great canonical writers. ಸೊ ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯಾಗಿರುವಂಥ 18ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಬರಹಗಾರರು, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಬರಹಗಾರರ ಸ್ನೇಹವನ್ನು ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಅವರ ಒಡನಾಟದಲ್ಲೇ ತಮ್ಮ ಬರಹವನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಲೆಟ್. And what kinds of work did he create? So William Hazlitt wrote criticism of English dramatists. ಸೊ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನ ನಾಟಕಕಾರರ ಒಂದು ಟೀಕೆಯನ್ನು, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮೀಮಾಂಸೆಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆನ್ ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಂಡರ್ಟುಕ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಸಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪೇಂಟರ್ಸ್. ಹೆಸರುವಾಸಿಯಾಗಿರೋ ಚಿತ್ರಕಾರರ ಬಗೆಗಿನ ವಿಮರ್ಶೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನ ನಾಟಕದ ರಂಗ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ವಿವರಿಸಿದರು. ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಪ್ರರಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 100 ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಎಸ್ಸೇಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿಮರ್ಶೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅನೌಪಚಾರಿಕವಾದ, ಗಂಭೀರವಾದ, ಗಹನವಾದ ಮತ್ತು ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ಲೆಟ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿಲಿಯಂ ವಾಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಮಿಟ್ರಿ ಲೇನ್, Maidstone in 1780. When he was 2, his family began a migratory existence that was to last several years, which took him to the United States. So at a young age, he went to USA with his family. The family later returned to England, but William would remember little of his years in America, save the taste of barbaries. Hazlitt was educated, so after a few years, they came back to England. Hazlitt was educated at home and at the local school until 1793, when his father sent him to a Unitarian seminary on what was then the outskirts of London. So he studied in Unitarian New College at Hackney in suburbs of London. In his student days, he was highly impressed by Rousseau, who was a great philosopher fighting for liberty, and he was also influenced and impressed by Edmund Burke, whose writing style impressed him enormously. And then in 1798, he met Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and he was completely wondered at the genius of Coleridge. Dazzled ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಚಕಿತರಾದರು, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮೇಧಾವಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾಲ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ. I could not have been more delighted if I had heard the music of Spears, he wrote years later in his essay, My First Acquaintance with Poets. So later he recollected his impressions about his first meeting with Coleridge in his essay called My First Acquaintance with Poet. The young Hazlitt rarely felt comfortable in the society of women, especially those of upper and middle class. Tormented by sexual desires, he sought the company of prostitutes and loose women of lower social and economic strata. So usually he did not like upper class, middle class women. Instead, he was drawn towards lower class loose women, so he had to pay price in terms of his health and economy later in his years. In 1803, Hazlitt met Charles Lamb and his sister Mary. There was an immediate sympathy between William and Charles, and they became fast friends. The friendship, though sometimes strained by Hazlitt's difficult ways, lasted until the end of Hazlitt's life. He was fond of Mary as well, and he declared her as the most reasonable woman he had ever met. So throughout his life, friendship between the Lambs continued, and he called Mary Lamb as a most reasonable woman. So a thoughtful woman who is capable of thinking and working logically. And coming to the nature of his essays, so what kind of essays did he write? Hazlitt wrote essays which are grave in nature. Grave means serious in nature. He chose subjects which are serious. They are also very serious and thought-provoking. They show his philosophic bent of mind. So by the end of the essay, he has his own message and philosophy to explain. A large number of his essays are on abstract ideas such as egotism, reason, imagination, fear of death, etc. He is more interested in the idea than in the essay as a form. He does not indulge in moralizing. So that doesn't mean that his essays are bringing out morals, but there is some sort of a message, philosophical message. His essays are autobiographical nature. He puts himself as the center of his essay. He often glides into the past. He weaves the texture of his essays by threads of memory. He thus reveals his life and mind. Now, an important thing about Hazlitt is he has an individual style of his own. So there is a peculiar, unique style of Hazlitt. It has been titled as the familiar style. So his style is named as familiar style. It is natural. It has precision and purity of expression. It does not use archaic, irrelevant and superfluous words. So now no old words or inappropriate words or useless words are never found in his essay. His essays uses words which are appropriate, familiar, and precise. His essays are replete with vivid descriptions. His sentences are brief and abrupt, vigorous and direct. He often writes balanced, antithetical sentences to present the contrasting ideas. He is also praised for the use of epigrams and paragraphs. So, I think with this kind of an introduction, we can easily approach his essay, Disappointment, in our next session.